This check-on stories we're following for you this morning on Robert Hood Radio. Our forecast from Papagano, cloudy showers, and then afternoon sun, mid-60s. Tomorrow becoming hazy, hot, and more humid, mid-80s. On Saturday, hazy, hot, and humid, 90 to 95. And Sunday, hazy, humid, chance of a thunderstorm, 90 to 95. We'll get the full details on that tri-state forecast coming your way in just a few moments. Taking a look at stories we're following for you, the future of Millerton Police now continues to weigh on the Village Board minds in a story in TricornerNews.com, continuing its work on assessing and answering residents' questions about the future of the Millerton Police Department. The Village Board held meetings on Tuesday, May 10th, for the sole purpose of reviewing comments and questions raised at a public hearing on Wednesday, April 20th. More than 30 people attended that hearing last month on a proposed local law to abolish the Millerton Police Department and replace it with contract services from Dutchess County Sheriff's Office. In addition to the entire Village Board, more than a dozen local residents attended the meeting on May 10th, as did a Millerton police officer in charge, Michael Vetter. Mayor Jen Najek explained it was a working meeting and no public comments would be heard. While several questions resulted from the April public hearing, she said they mostly related to police hours, costs, and what the different police entities would do for the village. The board went into executive session to discuss personnel and labor matters. The audience was asked to exit and rejoin the board shortly later. Before adjourning the meeting, the board unanimously voted to retain Gervin and Ferlazzo PC for labor counsel. Najek said the board will put what it discussed that night into a document and will have the village attorney review it before posting it online at villageofmillerton.net. The spongy moth, currently the caterpillar in stage in Region 1, a letter home from the superintendent of Region 1 schools saying that they hope they're enjoying the recent sun-filled days. It's pleasant and outcome occurrence. While springtime presents us with unexpected challenges, this year we received reports regarding the presence of the spongy moth currently in the caterpillar stage throughout the region. Large populations of these caterpillars have settled in trees and some of the school campuses. They are frequently dislodged from the leaves and the wind blows and come into contact with students and staff when they're outdoors. This letter describes possible reactions to contact with the caterpillars, as well as steps we can take to eradicate them from the trees. Some students and staff who have been exposed have reported rashes, bumps, and welts on exposed skin. The caterpillars can also cause respiratory irritation if swallowed. School staff are aware of the issues and know how to keep students away from the trees where they've been found over the last few days. As of writing the letter, the caterpillars have not appeared on all school campuses, but Sam Herrick was working with school principals and custodians to assess the situation in each of the schools. For those schools that have discovered the presence of the spongy moth caterpillar, trees are being treated with ABCIDE, that's Avicide 2, pesticide that is injected into the tree trunk. Since it's not a spray, there is no exposure to individual skin or respiratory systems. The pesticide enters the veins of the trees and leaves. The caterpillars are killed as they ingest the leaves and fall from the trees. The Housatonic Valley Association has launched a new community event for environmental health. Explorathon will be held during the entire month of June. There's no central gathering location to participate. People register either alone or as a team and then enjoy the outdoors anywhere in the tri-state, nearly 2,000 square miles watershed, by doing things like walking, hiking, biking, or just enjoying the scenery. Go to their website for more information. Well, all Dutchess County school budgets passed this year. They stayed under the tax cap. Many districts made mental health and safety cornerstones of their budget proposals, adding mental health positions and funding contracts with community and private organizations such as Mental Health Alliance and Astor Family Services. In addition to the budgets, all propositions also were approved throughout the districts. Most districts had propositions for vehicles, making infrastructure improvement, or create capital funds. Pine Plains processed capital accounts of varying maximum sizes, which were funded by transferring fund balances used for future projects or purchases with the need to include in future budgets of ballot propositions. Dover got the green light on a $100,000 capital project at the high and middle schools to install new air conditioning condenser. Majority of the project will be covered through state aid, with $22,000 to be covered by the district. In addition to $234,000 in spending for 2 buses, Pine Plains voters decided to establish a non-voting student school board member who will attend meetings and executive sessions but not vote. Red Hook voters approved $50,000 for the purchase of transportation vehicles, a $34,000 increase to the Red Hook Library annual appropriation, and a $2,200 increase to the Tivoli Free Library's annual appropriation. Weebtuck voters unauthorized the purchase of a $170,000 transportation vehicle. Out of Berkshire County, new daily doses of COVID-19 in Berkshire County pushed the region this week to the top of the national list, second only to Connecticut counties in continental United States. As of Wednesday, even as newly confirmed cases fell, Berkshire County was behind only Middlesex County in Connecticut based on the number of new infections per 100,000 population, a standard measure. That was 107 new cases by that benchmark, or 134 total cases, according to state data curated by the New York Times. The numbers put Berkshire County well ahead of the state's other 13 counties in terms of new infections by population, a situation that has been driving up hospitalizations recently. The Southern Berkshire Public Health Collaborative, representing 17 communities, reports on its website that the area saw a 57.3 increase in cases in the last week. The 7-day positivity rate for those communities was 11.2% between May 1st and May 7th, up 31.1% from the weeks before. Out of Sandusfield, Massachusetts, with nearly a unanimous vote, residents have put behind them the days of division about the pot industry setting up shop in town. On Saturday, all but 3 voters at the annual town meeting said yes to what some call the Grand Compromise bylaw that balances both the town's ability to get revenue from the cannabis industry and residents' worries that cultivators in particular will harm the wild landscape they see as the town's rural main attraction. The deal, which was hammered out by most local residents, gives both sides something to be happy about. Cannabis growers might be pleased. Sandusfield now allows a maximum of 500,000 square feet of canopy of grow area, which is greater than the top tier ceiling of 100,000 square feet as set by the state. The bylaw does require indoor and outdoor grows to be on a minimum of 50 acres and road setbacks of at least 250 feet. As long as it meets those and other parameters, there's no restriction on the number of cultivators. Only 2 recreational, non-medical retail pot shops will be allowed in town. Meetings in our area today in Salisbury. The Affordable Housing Commission meets at 5:30. In Cornwall, the Conservation Commission meets this afternoon. Also, Cornwall Town Hall has a free vaccination clinic going on today from 1 till 6 o'clock, age 12 plus up. Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J first, second, and boosters available. All clinics will be held at 24 Pine Street in Cornwall. Free COVID vaccinations open to all area town residents. Walk-ins are welcome, no appointment needed. In the town of Northeast, they will have a zoning board of appeals tonight, and that will be at the town hall. And Pine Plains has a town board meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. Our business brief is underwritten by Morgan's at the Interlaken, interlakenin.com. They have a tapas menu, nightly specials, interlakenin.com, and also on Facebook and Instagram, and by Salisbury Bank, salisburybank.com. Dow Jones Industrial Average starts off today at 31,490.07, the NASDAQ at 11,418.15, and the S&P 500 at 3923.68. We'll take a look at that tri-state forecast. That will come for you in just a few moments.